right, meeting called to order at 5:32 PM. And we have everybody present. That would be David Wells, Cammy Warning, Madeline Traylor, David Worley, and David Alvey. Also John and Allison McQuigg, John Ward. First thing, call to order, approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Need a second?
Yeah, sure.
All in favor? Aye.
Was that Worley or who seconded?
Either
Dave
one.
Worley, okay.
We have no visitors and petitioners, so old business, project updates.
Okay. Just for your information, Nick retired as of Saturday. And so he's no longer in the parks. We actually have 4 in the parks right before he retired. We're actually going to add another one back. But he retired, longest employed individual in the city as we stand right now. I think he had 31 years, yeah, something like that with the city. So I knew that had to be yours.
No doubt.
So we're gonna have a little
Ringer.
something for him in here, Friday morning. If you guys wanna drop by, what time was it? 11:30? Okay, so somewhere in that range.
When's that again?
And
Friday.
then, so what else we got? Okay, projects. Let's see here. Let you know, our pickleball court actually went over cost to the tune of about $41,000. I will tell you that we had $40,000 that we didn't use in the old park ball field that we utilized toward that point. So the detention basin beautification also went over about $2,900. Not a big problem there. And then I expect the paving down that we've done down here is going to actually go over a little bit, probably about $3,000 or $4,000 over. Altogether, we're not going to be too far over budget considering we took out the one. So it won't actually be over budget because we have some other projects that we had going. The lighting upgrades for fields 1 and 2 probably will not get to those. And I'll tell you why. We've got some quotes in and on the other lightings. For those 2 fields, we had enough for the materials, but not for the actual labor to install them. It had been installed with additional cost because it was going to cost us right at the money we had. Everything's gone up because of what's going on right now. And so some of these things have really skyrocketed. We are going to do the crosswalk. I'm going to order I've got the quotes in for the crosswalk for the 8 other lights down here in Memorial Park, and then for the lights here behind City Hall for those parking area for the soccer. So we are going to do those, and what any cost overruns will be covered by the money we had set up for the fields 1 and 2. Okay. My suggestion is we look at that again for next year, given what we know now, and maybe bump that budget up some. But all our budgets were like, good Lord. Paving has actually been the bright spot of it. The paving we've done has actually been less than. Now, what we did to go over down here at the doctor's park down here at the quad is because we took stuff out. We took it all out, redid it, and had to take it down low enough so that when we came back with our dense grade, and then for the asphalt going in, we had to keep it below the buildings. So we actually did that. We also took the dugouts on fields 3 and 4, which actually sit On top of that, we took those off the pads, reset and raised them a foot. So that they will be above that and you won't have all the, field washing back on them as well. So those have been taken care of. So that's some of the costs that caused that to go up a little bit. Not a great deal, but we managed to get that in.
It's a good call.
And it's gonna be better that way.
Mhm.
The detention basin, the one thing we don't have there is, right now, we don't have, if we've got enough money left over, we'll try to put in there was a request to put in some butterfly bush plants or stuff down in in that area. And we were gonna use that to help stabilize the bank on the south side, near the apartments, Apricot Street Apartments. Cause we've had some stabilization issues on that end of it. The rest of it seems to be holding good. But the trails, we're still waiting on, we've ordered a set of gates that are for to keep people off the drive over to the overflow. So we can go over and maintenance it, but that keeps vehicles off of it. People can still get over there and walk on it, but they can't get over there with a vehicle without coming up the hillside. I mean, we can't keep them off that. But the other side's done. We've got a 10-foot gravel path all the way down. We've got 2 sets of parking places that will hold 5 cars each. And then we have the inlets that were open, just open inlets. We've actually gone in and put box covers and set them in there with a grate on top. So that's going to be a little safer, and keep kids from doing some exploring. Then we've gone in there and planted river birch in through there too. So
Nice.
though we have not got, at this point, we didn't have the money to put the benches in. But I do expect us to go back and add benches down through there, but probably about 4 benches. At this point, there's nothing, that's probably more than enough. So, and we need to put some garbage cans by the benches. I've come to the realization that you got to make it easy as possible.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, that's the detention basin. Haven't heard anything back on the walking trail, expanding on the multi-use trail going down to Railroad Avenue. I haven't heard anything back on that. We still are finishing up the last of the multi-use trail on Lone Valley. There've been some small things that they've been doing to complete it, but then we haven't got all the billing in yet. We're waiting for the final bill to come in so we can submit for that. Pickleball course, we got that. We have not gone into the outdoor fitness equipment. We still have money for that. So I'm waiting to see. We may still be able to go do that project.
Is that quote fixed? Like, we have the pricing for that? Or could it?
That would be the actual cost of it installed we had 80,000 and that would, at the time, would do it. I don't know if it'll do that now.
I don't know, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Now, also the unisex bathroom at the tennis court. That money may go to assist in the cost of doing the equipment shed at Public Works. We had 250,000 in there for that one. I expect right now just the materials are going to run around 125,000. Then you've got concrete, electrical, and then labor to install all that. So I'm still thinking we're going to run probably 300 plus to get that one totally done, if that's what we're going to wind up doing. We're still not on that project. So the unisex bathroom at the tennis courts right now will probably be on hold as well. So. But we're in the process of obtaining another, the sewer department's in the process of obtaining another jetter vac truck, which is gonna be 38 feet long and 13.5 feet high. And so we don't have a place for it to get in and out of the weather until this one is built. It's too big. It doesn't fit into anything we've got. But it is essential to taking care of our sewer lines. So. Our Public Works does have the mobile generator done. Of course, the Civic Center's got their generator. Public Works has got a generator. Fire Training Center will utilize the mobile generator. We're in the process. They're ordering the stuff to put the hookup at the Fire Training Center. So if we need a generator there, we can roll it up on a trailer, hook it up and go. But we actually had to go in there and replace the pole, everything. The pole was rotten. So it wouldn't even support. Well, it's a surprise it hadn't fallen over yet. So we're in the process of dealing with that. That's not in our budget's concerns, but just so you know what's going on in that. We've gotten our bucket truck, which assists us quite a bit. It's a 60-footer. So that will actually reach all of our lights. So that gives us the ability to address all the lights when we have to. We'll be putting in 4 lights back behind us. We're going to replace one and add 3 more. We've already got 2 back there functional. So that should give us 6 lights back in that parking lot area at the back of the building, and then over in the parking lot area. They'll have 6 along the trail, acorn lights along the trail. The gazebo will be lit internally, probably and externally as well, because that's the only lighting will be on that south leg right there. And then we'll have the 2 more going up the walking trail from the amphitheater, and then the crosswalk light will be at the top. We're taking out the bulletin board. We're going to take it out and put the crosswalk light there, because it creates a situation. If you're in a golf cart, they say you can't see what's coming because of that. So we're going to remove it and put the light there. So the light will actually shine across, utilizing the lights from the on the other side of the street to help augment the light on the far side of the intersection. So that should work better than trying to place it on the north side facing south. There's no lighting there to assist it. When you reverse it, you get the lighting from the sidewalk on the other side that assists that light. So that's where we are with projects. Right now, like I said, I'm in the process of ordering the lights. We're going to order the lights, and then we'll bid the project for installation.
Okay, in next year's,
Do what?
in next year's budget?
No, this year's budget.
Okay, so we will get it done.
Everything but Fields 1 and 2.
Okay,
Fields 1 and 2 will not be in this year's budget. They've got lighting, okay? Walking trail, the crosswalk, and this parking lot back here don't have the lighting. And so they need it and safety more so than we need it for the ball fields. We can change those at a later date. Prefer that we do, but it's not essential at this point.
okay. So we'll put that in the old park and some of those other projects back into the bathroom, back into next year's budget.
You guys need to do elections. It's not on here, but you do need to do elections. That's once a year. You need a chair and a vice chair.
David, you're a pretty good chair. Do you mind doing it again?
Anybody else want to do it?
You're so good at it.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah, I'll do it. You stay in place too?
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't even know I was vice chair, so great.
Well.
Who
I'll
is
put
you?
a nomination, no, so I'll nominate Dave Wells for chair, Kami vice chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Third and fourth.
David,
2 seconds.
David.
All in favor?
Um,
Aye.
Was there any other nominations? Okay. David and Kami,
One more year.
Wells and Kami. Can't say David, even that goes way around. the
David,
table. Wells and Warning, that's it. Tell your husband I need to speak with him, please.
Oh, well.
Okay. Let's see. Did you have anything?
Really, you got a lot of questions I keep getting, talking about lighting is the soccer field lighting that we were checking quotes that kept getting pushed along, so I don't think we were put it in the budget.
It was never in the
No.
budget. We talked about it, but it was never in the budget because one of the things that we had looked at was, are they going to stay here? Is this where they want to stay? And if we're at that point, then I think it's something we need to look at. I really think the first thing we need to do is go in there and have that field addressed before the lighting.
Yes.
Have it
It needs
go
to be-
through the
it
leveling
needs to be level.
and get it graded out like it needs to be. That to me would probably be the first thing that needs to be done.
Mhm.
And then add the lighting after that, because generally when they're playing, the sun is still out later.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, usually the fall gets us in a way to finish up the last couple weeks of the season in the dark. Luckily, we had a little bit of light down there. I get a lot of questions about it. The weather sometimes stays a little warmer longer. There's a lot of nights. There would be people down there playing.
yeah,
We have some older teams that go longer. Of course, there's other teams, Dynamo and stuff like that, pickup games, adults. I mean, there's a lot of options for it, but. I'm glad you said the leveling, because that was on my wish list to bring up was. This is the same ground that Candy and I grew up playing on, and I don't know if they've ever been leveled or.
those have
Oh,
not.
okay.
Well, they may have, but it's years ago. Okay. Oh.
And there's rocks in them, it's rough.
One of the things that I would recommend at this point, because we're there already, we're February. In 2 months, we need to be close to being finished with this budget. So my suggestion is you look at the top 5 things that you'd like to see addressed in this coming year's budget. Okay. And I need to know fairly quick so we can look at costs. Some of the things are carryovers.
Mhm.
Maybe or maybe not. It may be that we've changed, that we don't necessarily need to go a certain way. But again, pick your top 5 projects. And then we can talk about them next month's meeting. And out of that, we'll pick the top 5 that the board wants. And put those in the budget for the coming year. And, it depends on how much money we're talking. We may wind up being able to go more, or we may not be able to go as many. It just depends on the amount of money we're talking.
Is the exercise equipment, is that in this year? I mean, is that something we have to do?
Right
next
now,
year?
it's in this year's budget, but I don't know how well it's gonna stay there because of the costs going up. I mean, when we first looked at this, we were ready to go with it, and then we got hit with this deal that, okay, these cooperative purchasing agreements are maybe not right, and I'm going like, after reading carefully what they said, I disagree, but I'm not the one to make that call. They never did say they were wrong, but they also said you should bid these. And I'm going like, are you going to give people grief for doing what they thought were right all this time and have been told was right just because you don't necessarily agree with it? But right now, we've got to we're in the process of trying to work with KLC to knock out some language that would literally knock this vague area out of the legislation. So KLC is working with that. They're trying to get something back. They're actually getting some positive feedback from the auditor's office. This all came from another town who got audited and come to find out they had not been getting their they had purchased some things legally and they purchased some things that weren't correct. And they got hit for those, and then they got mentioned on these others of using the cooperative agreements like Sourcewell and several of them like that. I mean, people have been using them for years.
Mhm.
And we've actually used them. And we were gonna use them for this as well. And when that hit, it was right about the time we were actually fixing to move forward. We pulled things back and said, let's wait and see where this is gonna go. So,
Huh.
and KLC's feeling is that it's above board, but there is a gray area there that they have not addressed. And so that's kind of where we are sitting at this point. So hopefully, yes. If not, the money will not be spent and we can use it again for next year. Or maybe you want to go with something else. I don't know.
Pick up one of these other projects again.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you just have to take a look at and see.
Yeah.
Infrastructure is going to come first, guys. We can put anything we want, you can put anything you want to, if they say yes, but the infrastructure will always come first. We just have no choice,
Yeah,
you
it makes sense.
so.
Is there anything that needs to be done to maintain anything that we already have? Like, is there anything that we need to put in there that you suggest?
Well, I'm suggesting that the fields, soccer fields need to be addressed. Still think the lighting needs to be addressed. We're gonna address most of the other issues with lighting. And at that point, then we'll just kind of wait to see on the Land and Water Conservation Fund. That is not necessarily, I mean, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. We're still not gonna lose the trail. It's still gonna be there. It just won't be what we'd like for it to be. We just keep hammering. Just keep submitting and eventually someone's gonna let it go or gonna take it. Now, I don't know how long the grants or the assistance grants are gonna be there, which is called the grant fund, whatever. But those, like I said, we've got that if we ever get awarded the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant. If we don't get the other one either. It's tied directly to that grant.
And those go to what? I'm confused.
The Land and Water Conservation Fund
What would
is
that
the
go towards?
grant for the road, for the multi-use trail extension.
Isn't it?
Let's see, multi-use trail extension around North Park or Doctor's Park and out to Railroad Avenue.
Okay,
That would pave it all the way out.
okay,
And then the grant would be other part of the financial match that we have, and then
Yeah.
we would be left with a small amount of match. So, but it all depends on if we get that grant.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I think that we need to look at infrastructure issues. And then maybe down the road, if we want to do, if we've got as a other, let's say, the luxury issues, something that's not needed, but we'd like to have, put them in at the tail end of that. I think that you go in there and you get your infrastructure issues knocked out first. We've got to, we've come back and people, or some people have complained about the new pavilion holding water. We can fix it for $20,000. But again, that's the situation we run into.
You talking about the one at Old Park or the one here?
The one in Old Park,
What's
the new
fix?
pavilion down there, apparently it holds water inside, water goes in it. And it won't drain because it's got apparently some low spots.
It needs a drain cut out and piped in.
No, there's no drain like that. It was
Yeah.
supposed to sheet it out. And they tried to get the architect so we need to do such and such, and he wouldn't go that route.
Mm.
And since that, we wouldn't sign off on it. So the guys doing the contract would not alter that.
So it keeps moist, which is slick.
So it allows it to sit in a couple of spots. We've tried to cut channels to run it out, didn't work. So the biggest thing we can do is go back in there and have somebody epoxy.
Let's say with that, the grip epoxy.
They have to do an epoxy flow that actually takes it out
Mhm.
that way. But unfortunately, that said, we got a quote on that of around $20,000. So
Well,
what about just squeegees? Hang one down there for my brain. Like you have fun with water, use a squeegee, we just hang it right here, you just. I mean, is it a lot of water or is it just puddles places?
Well, I mean, it's not big enough to hold lots of water, but there's
Yeah.
water in there,
Yeah.
yeah. And
See, I just think like $20,000, I know a better way.
Yeah. I'm for the.
well, here's the deal.
Squeegees.
Let me explain something on that. Here's the situation we have with keeping stuff that's not attached.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that was my next thought, was like, that squeegee would be gone.
There were
Used it as a
12,
weapon or something.
the warmer up at the Civic Center was bought with 12 trays. We are now down to 7.
Yeah,
So
things walk away.
people just
Yeah,
walk away with it, whether they mean to or not, they do.
yeah, right.
And so,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
would
we've
be-
now started,
You're talking about the sheet pans?
no, or there's trays, yeah, that go in there, yeah, and they just walk away with them. So we're not getting any more, but on the checklist, we're going back and counting them. And we will remove that from the discount, from the deposit.
Yeah. We'll get your deposit. It's good.
But that's kind of the way that works, so
Yeah.
it's, you know, I agree, it's real simple enough to use a squeegee. But I guarantee you it'll be there for a couple of weeks and then it's going, where'd it go?
A
Yeah.
lot of squeegees for 20,000.
We have a closet full of squeegees just ready for you. Disposable squeegees, just throw it away when you're done.
Yeah, and then we don't get baseball fields ready because we're chasing down squeegees.
Oh. We ready to move on to new business?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Left a pamphlet over here. I know we're talking about Christmas lights. Has anybody been looking at anything?
I have. I don't know, we're still trying to find like a common ground theme to strap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost with it all. I think I missed the Christmas meeting. I must have been out on that one.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times and, you know, John brought up a book to look at some stuff.
Can I see that pamphlet if you're not gonna?
And John had a big one last time we were here. It was-
Yeah, I missed that meeting because I was like, I don't even know where to start.
So we know people are, they've asked. Wrapping the trees is a nightmare, so we're not gonna wrap trees. Correct.
And that's most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be better off
That's-
buying some that look like trees
Yeah,
and
that's kind of Patty's.
and
thing,
setting them
you know,
up.
We're trying to stay away from what each Benton's
Right.
got. Patty's got their thing. You guys
yeah,
like
we're
that
trying to
idea.
stay away from Noble Park
Yeah.
and Miller Park and
Yeah.
all those and do something that's totally us.
Amphitheater.
Huh?
We'll look good on the amphitheater.
Mhm,
Oh,
that'd
I'm
be
thinking,
cool.
see, that just,
Oh, yeah.
to me, all the white lights.
Mhm.
And it just hits me as that's Calvert. You know, I'm not saying we can't do the colored lights,
Yeah.
take them down to Old Park, drive through there and then, but you want people to get out and walk.
You have walk through light tunnels too.
Well, not only that, you've got all these
Set up.
seating benches and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Man, you could put stuff up there and make them photo ops.
That's
I mean-
the stuff I was looking at was
Yeah.
more. Large walk-in photo. I feel like people, they like to walk around Memorial Park. They like the tree, they like the, you know, the gazebo's cool when we have down there, the animals and stuff, but. Some big
Make it look
lighted-
warm and inviting.
Yeah, some big lighted props.
Yeah.
From the
Stuff
pictures
like
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
We
Make it
talked
look
about,
warm
I
and
mean, the
inviting.
idea that to the, you know, the Christmas Town USA kind of thing. You know, a place multi-county around where people can drive here, get out and spend 45 minutes, an hour walking. Maybe have a vendor, get some food, photo ops. You might have different, you know, the high school concert or the high school jazz band or, you know, playing Christmas music, where you might have this theatrical doing a little Dickens, you know, some things, but all very classy. I like the white lights. Don't mix it up. Don't white here, colored here, this there, that there.
Yeah.
You know, the older decorations, my thought was the older decorations just need to just, and that's Mike Miller. If we want to donate those to those are, well, they're neat. But don't have some of that right beside the
No.
new stuff. Just
It
make
need-
everything.
That's why I
very-
say that we could do something like that you drive through down at Old Park. And
Yeah, you-
in Doctor's Park or Memorial Park rather, then you do this new, whatever we decide to do it there.
Yeah.
But Old Park can lend itself to drive through. Because it'll actually let you drive through.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Whereas Doctor's Park or Memorial Park
is a walk.
is a walking trail. I mean,
Yeah,
really it
you-
is. That's the whole
you
thing.
Even got in the cold weather, you've even got the civic center there. That's almost like a warming station where you could have where people gather and then they can walk across and into that park and it starts the walking trail. There's so many things
Exactly.
you can do from where people from multi-county want to come here. I mean, because all they've got's, I mean, nobody's on this yet. I mean, Patty's is there. And I think even it was, they did something with the Great Light. They were on some TV show. I think you just draw a lot of attention to Calvert. If it's done well, done right. I recommended way back when we started to kind of down this vein that you get some artistic intelligence, have a Christmas committee that whether it's citizens or, people on this committee or, people that can really dedicate time and effort into getting the ball going and keeping it going and then build a multi-year. Blair would be good, but she, I don't know if she's got enough to put something else on her plate, but multi-year you start with something that you can add phase 2, phase 3,
Good point. Just kind of like, so we're not overwhelmed by it. Has
The
to be-
lighting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we
What-
could just maybe add a couple in there.
One of the things you also have to be aware of, you get your basic start, but you gotta make sure that you've got power where you wanna work these. Now, I know all the lights have got to plug in because that's what we utilize, the light poles, that they've got their own power source there. But a lot of times we're gonna have to add access to some of these. Of course, LEDs, it's easier with LEDs because they don't draw near the power, so they'll cover more ground with, so you should be able to pull some of the others that way. But we're gonna have to deal with, make sure that we've got the power to do a lot of this.
but just utilizing what we've got, our assets are the backdrop you've got would be on the east side, the wooded area. And then you've got the little gazebo in the middle. And you've got kind of wooded area drawn down the central. You've got 2 bridges that you can utilize. I think it's a nice area to work with. Where you've kind of got a backdrop and some sides to really kind of
Absolutely.
create a really nice.
Yeah, you can make a real nice lighting tunnel on those bridges.
That's what I was just writing
I
down.
love that,
The tunnel
yeah.
over the bridge would be nice.
Yeah, and in a way, and again, being creative in how we work this as far as the utilizing more Lions Club, so forth, so we don't overwork the city. Some of this stuff, maybe if there's, but again, a committee can figure some of that stuff out. Maybe I don't know that you have to have a committee, but I think if you get the right people in there, they would take a lot of pride in that. And
I think we need at least 1 or 2 people from this board
Yeah,
agree
to
with
sit
that.
with that. And
I
because
100%.
I think that, you guys have a vision already started.
For sure.
You need to be the ones to help carry that vision forward. Instead of getting in there and then someone wanting to change everything around.
For sure.
One of the things you might suggest is if we get a hold of somebody, I need to find someone that's artistic in mind and creation that can actually sit back and look at some of the things that, go through here and look at what. would
You might
work.
have some artist renderings would be a real good idea. Some general, even just some pencil to paper, give you some ideas before we kind of jump in.
Some of the folks that we dealt with in these groups will actually do some of that work.
Okay.
I mean, they'll take your photograph and they'll they'll impose or overlay it on your photograph. So it may be that we want to set up and do some of that and then have them come back and make suggestions.
Well, they do a free design proposal on this site that I just sent out.
they do.
Something to look at.
Now,
Mhm.
Okay, that's the same thing where I found all my pictures. The big walk there, Christmas ornaments, the,
You're gonna find there's quite a number of them that have those.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I was thinking of, something that's,
This-
ooh, what is that? And
Yeah.
Cause people flock to the
Yeah.
polar bear patties, you know, well, we've got a bunch of cool giant ornaments that you can walk in and get pictures.
Yeah, that's right. And that's,
And we have
perfect.
lighted tunnels.
that kind of thing is
Yeah.
perfect at the seating is, you got your seating already there. And you set up the lighting and with the plug-ins and then it's going, and so you got that, you've got others where you can actually go and there's a like a barcode deal where you can actually scan that and it automatically puts something up, an image up with whoever's in that photograph. So David could be standing right next to Abraham Lincoln
Oh, yeah.
and that kind of thing, you know, or whoever, you know, or whatever, Santa Claus.
All of these
So-
big things,
Yeah.
there's nowhere to store them.
That was the,
Oh, that's
That's the
here's,
building that.
well, these actually break down and we are creating in the small storage room back over here, we're gonna set it up for all the Christmas lighting in it.
that's what I was wondering, what kind of space we have for some
Yeah.
big structures like this.
Well, most of those big structures will break down.
Yeah.
And store in smaller areas now, not like ours. Ours were created, a lot of ours were created in-house.
Mhm.
And so they don't break down like you're talking about, but these do. The tree, it breaks down. You know, when we set it up, it's got rings, but it also, the rings are concentric, so they'll fit inside it, each other. And then you've also got the panels that go on there and they can be stacked. So we have the ability to do some of this stuff. By going this route, as opposed to creating our own, trying to build our own in there, then we get the ability to store it because they know that storage is a premium. So you're right. In the old days, you're right, it didn't work. And what we've got today is hurting. So it would be something that we'd have to do to make sure that it did break down to something that could fit or could be stored.
What is our budget for this year for lights?
We don't have anything for this year's lights.
Oh, so we're looking at.
You have to
fiscal year
put money in that, you have to ask for money for that probably.
Alright, so that'll be one of our
Yeah,
top.
we mentioned it
that
last
we
year, but
need.
we never put it in.
Okay,
Kind of been
Mhm.
rolling along with us.
Right now, we're trying to get an idea, get a plan together. Once we've got the plan or have an idea of what we're looking at, then we can go back and start talking prices and stuff like that.
okay.
It's easier to do that when you've actually got something tangible, you know, than trying to say, well, we're gonna add something. What? Well, we're not sure yet. Make sure you got something tangible.
Mhm.
So no, we also kind of bring in the vendors for their Christmas thing.
Mhm.
And we're trying to promote them to walk that whole park and all of our nice new paving. Be a little more, but if we were to do the tunneling, maybe where it wasn't fully tunneled, like I'm using Patty's again, because everybody's been through it, but some of these come through where it's just, you're doing the rooftop. So then you can have these little breakouts to the vendors,
So you could
so
get-
nobody's tripping over any of our stuff. It's out of harm's way.
Mhm.
And we're kind of leading everybody around the loops or
Yeah, you
whatever.
should keep the vendors up on the asphalt
Yeah.
and stuff. And then they take off the trail around the back and then you've got it without the interference.
Yeah,
I think that's a wonderful idea.
yeah. I was thinking somebody.
Especially if somebody's got freaking hot chocolate.
Everybody kind of congregates, but if we got them moving and flowing and we light it up, then maybe more people want to walk it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
If
and
it's lit
too,
up in the
like-
back and
yeah.
Yeah, if we add light back.
or even if you
Yeah.
could get a couple of vendors back there, you know, like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
don't need electricity or something.
Well, and what you were saying too, if you had like a big, like an ornament that you can go and like have them like highlights around the trail.
The attractions and draw the
Yeah.
crowds and keep them there longer and
Mhm.
And then like what
there's
you were saying.
lights so they
Yeah.
can walk it until we shut the lights off or whatever. I mean,
Well, that's all night long.
yeah. It's up there a lot.
We light them up and we keep them going.
But like a mixture of like the big things and then maybe the photography things, I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
subscription that you would have to pay every year?
No,
Or is it just go one?
No, but-
time?
no, you pay for it for. I did have it.
I feel like
Good answer right off the top of my head, since we watched all those,
Yeah, let's-
because we watched all those videos. I think it's a certain amount I think it's for days.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
the QR code will only last a certain amount of days
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
it goes away because
Yeah, they just keep like a rolling.
Blair was looking into it because she can put in her technical
Mhm.
artsiness to get the pop-ups to look the way that we want them to.
Okay.
So they send the big pieces that will go on the ground to get people's attention,
Mhm.
and then the QR code lasts for, a certain amount of days, so we would have it saved for our events or whatever, and then move on your merry way. So there was like the game portion where like you're, I don't know, racing penguins, or you have you have a drawing and it comes to life for the kids. And then what we planned was for the amphitheater, or you scan the QR code. And I don't know if you saw for the tree lighting, Garrett made that little phone stand.
Yeah.
So you would set your phone there and you could take your family Christmas photo underneath the amphitheater and, use that as your Christmas card. And walk the path, and I think everyone's in agreement with the PVC pipe and however it is, PVC pipe poles, whatever it is, cast iron, whatever they get, for the starting point of making Memorial Park more walker friendly. And then I don't even know what the power is like at Old Park, if even moving all of our
It's something
snowmen and
it
trees.
would have to be done in phases down there as well. Because we do not have the electrical in there, and it's also when it sits underwater. Every time it floods.
All stacked right beside each other on one outlet. Here they are.
Even this year, it was totally underwater.
Yeah.
That was very underwater this year.
And I've seen it underwater when else other stuff. So that's the reason you gotta be careful with Old Park. So you can put a lot of things in there, but unfortunately, it's not in the best place.
Yeah, and they were mulching leaves very late in the year this year. There was a lot of leaves. You have to wait till.
Well, I would think no matter what we do, our
Right.
Christmas tree is gonna stay.
Yeah,
What
Keep
about,
those.
Yeah, the Christmas tree will stay. That will be the one thing that you want to put it back. Not forward, but put it
Yeah,
back
definitely look a
Yeah.
lot better back.
so that it's further back in the park, and everything around it, leads to that.
Mhm.
You may have said it or somebody said it, but I keeps sticking in my head. Like, I feel like we're illuminating that park, like
Mhm,
the white lights, the pretty lights, like
mhm.
Yeah.
this is where we're bringing light to the.
I like the idea too of like doing like real trees, like getting some real Christmas trees instead of just like like just lights is kind of like just kind of dry, like you're just walking through. But if you had like 3 Christmas trees that are lit up that are like actual evergreens, just some little croppings in places, so it just feels, I don't know, more warm. Like
Okay.
it's not just
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you something.
And John, why can't we do that?
I'm gonna kibosh that. No, I'm gonna say that I would, but I'm gonna be honest with you. You really don't have time to decorate all that. I mean,
Well, not to decorate them necessarily, just white lights, like not.
that's what I'm talking about. Still
putting
decorate.
lights on them.
You still gotta put lights on.
Yeah.
Whether if it's an artificial tree that's already pre-lit,
but
maybe
think
that-
think of having
just
that
not even
focus
real
towards like
trees.
the amphitheater, like
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
that.
In the-
Yeah,
have
maybe
that-
we don't, yeah, you just do pre-lit trees.
Have
Maybe
that
we
warm
have
setup for
Yeah,
the photo-esque
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
your walking
I-
path. Focus on your walking path being your walking path. If you
Mhm.
start adding too many things, then you kind of take away from the
mhm.
focal
But like
point.
in the corner, like as you take the bend and the walking path, there's the artificial trees and green, like create a little nook where you can get in there and take
Yeah,
pictures
greenery.
with greenery and
Mhm.
lights.
Yeah, not real trees.
Yeah.
That was not a good idea.
Yeah.
Fake trees that are pre-lit that nobody has to put lights on.
Yeah.
I just like real greening, but that would be too
I
much.
do
But
too,
some
but I've
evergreen.
learned that
Yeah,
it's-
but could we?
it
could we
doesn't
buy
last.
Real trees
It
that
doesn't
are
last.
outdoor.
I mean, you
would
can
that
buy a real tree, yeah, but that's
I mean,
every
the
year.
pre-lit.
A real
Oh,
one?
I'm sorry, I said real. I meant pre-lit.
Artificial.
Like
You can get
artificial
pre-lit trees, yeah.
Would that be something we would want to put around the amphitheater?
I-
There too.
Sell them at Hobby Lobby.
Amphitheater,
They sell them at Hobby Lobby.
I mean, we got that one tree. I think it'd be cool to have some more.
well, think about it this way.
Woodlandy. You know, like.
Exactly, Narnia, you think Narnia.
Yeah, I think they were like.
Like going through the, you go through the wardrobe and
It'd be
then.
neat, cause that's kind of different.
It's warm enough, you're kind of.
Okay, I'm putting that down just as an
I
idea.
like it.
This is a random one.
We don't have a lot of evergreens around here. I mean,
No.
you need, you can only do so much with oak and pin oak and to make them Christmassy.
And not a whole lot of them.
Have y'all ever been to Fountain Square in Bowling Green?
No, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Take a look at their Fountain Square Christmas lighting. My people would shoot me if I ever recommended that. I love it. But
What do they do?
it takes them almost a month to set it up.
kind of Oprylandish.
Oh my God, it's, I
The
don't know what,
branches.
it is unbelievable. I mean, you can read a story. You sit down on one of the benches at the middle of the night and you've got all the light you need to read out of a book.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding.
I am too, Chris. That's a whole lot smaller area than what we've got to deal with. That's the problem there. We have more area on one side in front of the amphitheater than they do the whole park.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's you.
But between the fountain.
Looking at it?
The bridges.
Am I joking?
Lot.
Yeah, there you go. And that's not the whole of it.
Guys, goals.
It's gorgeous. It's literally is absolutely phenomenal. But we don't have the manpower to produce something. That's the reason I say that we can do
Oh,
stuff
yeah, that's beautiful.
that you can set up,
Yeah, it's got one.
Plug in.
On Google.
kind of a plug and play, but you still can do that. I mean, there's gonna be setup, but it's gonna be more plug and play than the other.
But like
happened?
white lights around the fountain, maybe like that were like the hanging down ones that just like around the fence so that when you look out there, there's more lights. But that doesn't feel that difficult to take the string lights, you know what I'm talking about? Or just like to get more light. You said
Like
illuminate.
bicycle
I agree.
lights.
And when that looks just like a lot of lights. That is just
Mhm.
okay. Well, but look, see, there's that flock tree.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you drive through now, you've got the colored Christmas lights on the tree and you got a little bit of figures over here.
Mhm, but it's
We're still a dark
We're
part.
still very dark.
You start adding this light tunnel.
Yeah.
More lights here.
Yeah.
Come around here just a minute. Yeah, come around here. I agree. I want you to see this. I'll show you what they do. This is, of course, I've been there way too many times,
Mhm.
but yeah. Can you imagine our guys doing that to a tree?
It's Oprylandish.
Which I mean.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it took them a ton of
You're going
time to
out
do
every
this.
ranch and.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous, but God, at the time, it's so labor intensive.
Yeah, we don't want to do that to our guys
That's tornado.
and girls. I don't know if we can go.
But yeah, and this is actually,
That's pretty though.
But I like the idea of doing phases and like knowing that we're just gonna keep adding.
Yeah, I mean, that's where.
We keep it consistent.
yes,
Yes, and keep it consistent.
I mean, it's something
I
new each year.
don't like the white necessarily, but like even doing those along the amphitheater, like the big, like snowflakes. I don't know about the white light because I think we're going more Like-
Warm tradition.
not color, but like
not the white, not the bright white.
not the bright
The
white.
soft
We're
white.
tring to be like
soft-
more-
Soft white, that's
Yeah.
correct.
so like not these, but not color. Obviously, we're not gonna
You
color.
want the yellow instead of the white.
Well, I mean,
Like
you
the
Like the ribbon.
some of
could
those.
use some color, like if you had like all this out there and you had one large like ornament that was bright red.
Yeah, right. Well, like
you know.
there's an ornament that has like red on
Yeah,
it, but
exactly.
that's like the
The contrast.
that's
but just
crazy.
keep
That's
it.
insane.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's.
Don't be
it's
tempting
fantastic.
us.
So I mean,
That would look good on City Hall too.
That's awesome. I really like
listen,
that.
there is a
We can get
wall
big
we can,
statement.
that we can get that you can put up and it pre-programs and so it can do a lot of things. And it's a wall that would actually go on this blank
That's a
spot
good
we have
point.
up
You've
front.
always got
for
the
that
ability
purpose.
to put any lights in the technology today to
That
any
big
kind
one
of
where you
music.
stand on the amphitheater.
Yeah.
I like
Get
that.
the whole
better
Osborne
than
light
The snowflakes.
thing going
I
on.
think would look good on the
I'm
amphitheater.
gonna write that down.
And get lights that will dance.
This is a little off topic, still Christmas, but I love the jazz band every year. I think it's a great add on to the Christmas thing?
Which one?
The jazz band down
Jazz
there?
band.
Well, it was, yeah, great.
If not,
Marshall, you
And
got McCracken, you could invite McCracken one weekend, so you
Well-
don't overload.
I still believe it, that utilizing that stage for performances is what we need to do.
yes.
And utilize, I mean, we can decorate it for the performances, but I think that you still want to use your photo ops in the different
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
Spread them out around the trail.
Mhm.
I was thinking, is there anything temporary or something we can set up? I know Mike Miller has heavy curtains on their big pavilion, but watching those guys this year, trying to struggle with those little heaters, trying to stay warm to play for us. There was nothing blocking that wind and trapping the heat, but I don't know if we had some temporary partitions we could block.
We currently,
Like a
no,
way
we
to
do
help
not.
keep them
I
heated.
think that it's something that we could be looked at.
We don't want to put the curtains up, but something to.
Well, you can actually get,
Let's go.
there are, depending on the stanchions, you can actually get these prefabricated, clear, plastic that actually is reinforced on the edges and it actually goes up and they got a twist lock to hold it in place.
Yeah.
And then use it like a wall, it's like a glass wall. So that might help along the north and south side, but it's not gonna go all the way out.
No,
The other thing is they actually are coming out of the back. And if you've done that, then the heaters will actually do a better job at keeping that in. So yeah, you have to have something there to help
Yeah.
block that.
that's what I was just wondering. This year, I mean, they were freezing and that wind was just.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out some way. And once we do that, then that means that you'll have to enter that stage from behind,
Mhm.
you know. For it to be effective. I don't know, we'll just have to
Yeah,
investigate
just a
that,
thought. I was thinking.
but it's not a bad idea at
Yeah.
all.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind playing and going to more. I mean, I play guitar, you can't move your fingers, you're done for the.
Yeah,
What about even just the extra heaters like that they put in one of the outside patios of like bars?
Right.
That they just like,
All the radiant pipes.
I'm
I-
not seeing
I
the pipes,
did-
but it's like.
You gotta be right
it's
close
like
to
a-
those things though.
well, I know what you're saying, but unfortunately, if we can't block the wind, it's not really gonna help.
You know, the wind's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
Because it's the wind sucking the heat right out of it. So you got something, it needs to be
I got
still.
A lot of the bars.
A lot of those like downtown, I used to play downtown, you know, they've got the clear patio, they'll clear it in.
Exactly.
They've got the radiant pipes and a little fire pit, it's warm up there.
Yeah.
You gotta knock the wind.
You got
If
out
there's
the
no
window.
wind.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about the clear walls, that's way better than the curtains.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
that I would, you know,
That's
we've looked
something
at
we
that
could Put out before and then take it down.
just
the
for
rest
the, yeah, just for that purpose, yeah. And you might be able to unlock them and then roll them up and tie them off
of
up
the year. Yeah,
high.
If you've got. Even a summer event that's gonna be rainy or something, that's.
True.
rain protector,
Yeah.
cover all that sound equipment. So, just a
Yeah,
thought.
I also would like us to get some lighting, get some sort of a pulley or a system that allows us to bring lighting or speakers or something in there
Mhm.
that can go up, be pulled up
Yeah,
above and utilized.
It's another thing, talking about sound. in the
That's something
park,
you guys can work on in the future.
a nice, when there's nothing else, when you don't have a specific weekend, people just wanna come on a Tuesday night. Walk the park, you've got it all lit up and everything, part of your plan are those nice little, whether there's Sonos or nice. Outdoor system, usually kind of hidden up in the trees where you can't even see them.
Yeah, you can have Christmas music playing in the background, even if it's not
It's
anybody
all
there.
coordinated from
That'd be
we
pretty cool.
control that.
You guys are
Very
working
light.
well tonight. I'm very proud of all of you.
Very light, so you don't bother the neighbors, but I mean, it's in the park. And that's
Soon
when
as you
nothing else is
started.
going on. So,
Yeah,
but you think of, I think Opryland Hotel, the places like
Yeah, you're
Bowling
walking around.
Green. Disney of all,
I was thinking Disney.
yeah, where.
In our sites, are we guys?
Yeah, but they can leave them up 24/7 too. you
Yeah,
know.
so, but again, it's actually providing something, not just for Calvert. It does kind of help put us on the map a little because no
no
one
one has it.
is, like you said, you've got Patties. That's kind of it, but it's kind of starting to kind of show some age and
Mhm.
the opportunity to come in, Mayfield doesn't have this, Paducah doesn't have it. You kind of got an area where, I mean, you really can draw people into this area. And, I think I don't know at what point in the very beginning, I think you draw some attention, but as you phase it up and you have some light music, even on a regular night, people come into the park, there's nothing going on, but there's some nice music, you can walk the trail.
Yeah.
It's very, very festive, Christmassy. I think it's just a great way, and you've got the Mr. and Miss Santa Clauses and things that, the patties just have the best. Well, we could get that where they're mic'd up, they're sharp, and just so many different things that you can do with it.
Well,
But the backdrop's gotta be,
and I don't want people to think that maybe watching this, that we think they're gonna be better than somebody else. We're gonna appeal to a different audience. That's the whole thing. I mean, Miller Park does a great job what they do. Noble Park does. Patty's does. And then the Benton doing the Dickens Christmas.
that's right.
Those are amazing things, and they're all good and they're all enjoyed. But this is just a chance for us to do something a little different that might pull in maybe more people,
I agree.
because I mean,
And the season is long. Our holiday season is long.
yes, it
So it's
is.
like, what are we gonna
And
do?
it gives somebody else
And
something.
you're
to do.
thinking with the kids, what are we gonna do? Okay, everybody hits Patty's. Lots of people do Dickens, and it's like just another place that you can take
Yeah.
kids and families can be together. I think that it's.
I like the idea of
really, really
having
neat.
music playing in the trees,
So you're-
but
Yeah.
could we possibly light the tree sooner? So people will enjoy it a little bit more versus kind of,
I don't think so. I think that you're gonna say it'll be lit when they light it. Just like all the rest of them. Everybody else lights on that
Yeah.
Friday or that Saturday. And and it's generally the one right after Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And so that's when they light. I don't see us lighting it before that.
okay,
Because something we do, a lot of people don't do, we actually go to the 12th day of Christmas before we shut them down. And a lot of people will shut them down at the end of the month
Mhm.
or right after Christmas, but we go all the way into January
Yeah.
and take in the 12 days of Christmas.
Mhm.
Because the 12 days of Christmas start Christmas Day,
Mhm.
and then you go to the 6th of January. Those are the 12 days. And so we keep them lit during that time frame.
One thing about the sound though, it's kind of, that's not just a Christmas thing. If you get it set up
be
right,
permanent.
and maybe you have the central station that maybe there where
I see where you're going.
maybe where the
Different times of the year, different
where
sounds.
the splash pad little pavilion is inside there. If there's enough room in there for your going there, and that's where you plug in to all your sound in that park, somewhere that's inside lockable. But then at 4th of July, there you go. You got music for that. I mean, that's a year round if done well. Now, I guarantee you that's going to be, to do it well, do it right, do year round, weathered, everything else, all centrally wired, Bluetooth. It's expensive.
Well, the hard part in doing
Right.
something like Celebration or the 4th of July is it's got so many people and so much talking, you can't hardly hear what's being.
But you only
But
run.
in between or afterwards, yes, you're absolutely right.
When you're running it, just when,
That's right.
The downtimes.
yeah, and I mean, even,
97, was it 95.7 or set 97? What is it, 95.7?
About 7.
They go Christmas from right after Thanksgiving all the way till Christmas. That's all they play is Christmas music. Straight wiring, something like that.
of the park, before actually live or after live, you could easily have some live bluegrass music just playing, just lightly through. I mean, it's just,
Let
it's,
me know when you're gonna do that,
what's that?
when you're gonna have that bluegrass playing. Just give me a heads up, okay?
You don't want to be
You don't
there?
like it or you do like it?
As long as they ain't singing, I love it. As soon as they start singing, I lose it.
I mean, whatever it
As
is.
long
in
as the
park,
music's playing, it's fantastic.
whatever you have in the park there, it just gives you, and granted, I mean, it could be integrated into whoever's up there on the stage who grabs the mic there and says, now introducing, and that's the sound system. I mean,
No, I agree with you. I mean, you gotta embrace a lot of the different stuff. They even had quartets or chambers that played Christmas music at one time. You know, from the Pops over at, or the Symphony over at Paducah. That would be fantastic too. That or from Murray State,
Mhm.
but just different types of music come in.
If a venue
each
like that,
weekend.
you're gonna find people that want to perform.
Agreed.
And they're gonna be the free perform, you know, like your jazz bands or your smaller concert bands at McCracken or, you know, or it may be from North Alabama, you maybe get a fantastic little high school group that's known to come up and do it. If you get the venue set right, or it might be an a cappella group for singing, like doing Christmas carols.
Mhm.
Christmas church groups might have a good choral group. You might want to do Christmas carols one night. If you set up the venue, then you can have people start filling in for different stuff and
But you
it's
always,
free.
you gotta have the entertainment. Plus the other things that are going on, plus you're gonna have to have something. In the cold weather, you're gonna need the coffee or and the hot chocolate or whatever.
That's right.
Those items have all got to go to make it work. They've
Right.
gotta all be available to make it work and work properly, I think. And I think you guys are right on track. I think you're right on track.
Anybody else have anything?
All sounds good.
So what's your homework?
Oh, 5 times.
I was gonna say, think more about Christmas. I don't. We've been out of school too long. What's
Budget.
more?
5 items for budget.
I don't know if you were on, this is technically still new because we haven't done it, but we were looking at the pouring place and all the like the
Mhm,
cool
mhm.
fish or whatever the stuff, the climb on stuff. Did we ever
That
go
could
any
be in-
further with that?
that could
I
be
mean,
in-
I thought everybody was pretty excited about that.
They haven't gone any further with that, no, simply because we were doing the workout on this last one, so I mean, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a I think the best place for that one is gonna be down there on the south side of that, pergola.
Mhm.
We don't have anything down there.
Mhm.
It really won't fit a big field. We actually had to pull a field out because we were on the neighbor's property and the field is not the best. But it would lend itself very well to that,
Fun for a player.
yeah.
That's great, yeah.
What
And
is
you know, we
the-
might need
I don't know if I've heard.
It's on
That
a
pamphlet or.
Memorial Park, the east side down on the south of the pergola.
Yeah.
That field there, we own most of that.
Right.
So given something for them to do,
It
that was a thought. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has other ideas, but we looked at some play stations that are actually climbing stuff.
Like it could be wood themed or fishing or nature is like, you know, big fish.
There's all
It
kinds
kinda
of
seemed
different
like
things you
this
can do,
fishy,
dinosaurs, yeah.
rubbery, outdoor stuff, but
Okay.
we had a pamphlet at one point in time and we were all kind of
Yeah.
excited and we are looking at the pouring place rubber ground.
Yeah.
You know, so it's soft and safe, but that part gets a lot of moms and kids walking
I
in
mean, you
traffic,
could-
but there's nowhere to.
You could do,
Like-
if nothing, you could do
And
just
it's-
simply
yeah.
a bunch of boulders.
Yeah,
and
rock
rocks
climbing.
and stuff
Yes,
to
that's what I was
climb.
thinking. It's
These
like-
kids
it's
love
like
to climb,
outdoor.
give them an opportunity to
It's like
climb.
naturescapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
climbing wall, nature
Like a
escape.
climbing wall.
Yeah, that's what it was. We had a climbing wall and rocks and. Just trying to do something,
Yeah.
play, but not interfere with the Memorial Park
Uh-huh.
vibe, but it's still close enough that the moms walk, especially with that new loop being paved, there's a lot of people, it's a lot of traffic on it. But I don't know, that, I don't want to fall off the list.
No, I think that's a good one to, yeah, think about, yeah. So just, again, that's another one to keep in your mind on, as you come up with your 5. Like I said, don't forget your infrastructure first and then go with your wants after that. So I've narrowed it down because you get too many, and I figured when you come back with 5 people, you can be all over the board, where this way it's easier to pick and choose and less get weeded out.
Mhm.
So it's a little easier if you do your top 5.
So infrastructure wise, did you say that there was some stuff that the Parks Department has asked us and needs help on? Have we?
Well, the infrastructure issues, number one, is if we get the grant,
Mhm.
okay, so there's gonna be a small amount of money for that.
Yep.
If for for the expansion of the Multis Trail. The field, the soccer field, getting it graded like it needs to be. Matter of fact, it wouldn't hurt if they were all graded like they
I
should
was
be.
gonna ask for all, but.
Well, I mean, and that's gonna be a big expense.
Mhm.
You're talking several $100,000,
Top dressing,
you know,
help them a
yeah.
little bit, they need some.
So you're talking about a couple $100,000 right there to do all of those, you know.
And maybe that's a phase thing too.
No, yeah, you could
You know.
look at the.
But then
Yeah.
you're also, you know, you're looking at realistically lights on the big field.
Mhm.
Now, these down here, it may be that these other lights are gonna help, and I don't see them putting sport lighting in down there.
Mhm.
No,
But it may be enough with the Acorn lights to assist. It may not, I don't know. But at least you'll have
yeah, no. here-
3 fields usable down here.
Mhm. Yeah, if we can get those, the two, the big and
Yeah.
the little, and yeah, I think that's plenty right there.
Mhm.
And so that's some of the infrastructure that, and then of course, the lighting, replacement eventually of the others.
Okay,
But I would look at the infrastructure that you need first.
okay.
And then come back and look at the rest of it, because, you know, we can add all the new stuff we want to, but if we're not finishing what we started, we're not helping ourselves.
Mhm.
And it makes it more difficult when you come back later to match what you started.
Mhm.
So,
Or maintain what you got.
Mhm.
true. And just remember everything that whenever you go in and put the price on something, you can figure that's half the price of what it's gonna cost you over the life of that project.
That's cool.
So if it costs you $100,000, the life of that project's gonna be somewhere around 200,000. Because that's how much you're gonna put into it in maintenance and upkeep over its lifetime. You'll double whatever it is you're looking at.
Anybody else have anything?
I don't.
Motion to adjourn?
Make motion to adjourn.
Any motion? Second by David. Time 6:39 PM. All in favor, aye. Aye.
Very productive. I feel good about the Christmas stuff. Look, we got some